What's up, you're back, and today, oh baby, we got an NFL video banger coming right now. There's 8 NFL divisions throughout the NFL. We're almost halfway through the season, not really, 2/5. Call it a fraction, you know what I'm saying? Engineers. Alright, ranking the NFL divisions from worst to best. We got the worst NFL division to start off with, and then we're going to climb our way up to the top. Now, before we get into the video, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, join the Discord, all that fun stuff. Tons of good NFL videos coming. But also, comment down below your ranking of the NFL divisions from worst to best. Give me your best division, give me your worst. There's a couple controversial ones on this list. Let's start things off with my worst division in the NFL, and that unfortunate title is going to have to belong to the AFC South. The AFC South, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars at a dominant 5 wins, 2 losses. I think this Jacksonville Jaguars team has a chance to be just as good as the Buffalo Bills. The Jaguars offense, Travis Etienne is showing he can be a true workhorse running back RB1. Calvin Ridley's going to come and explode later on in the season. Christian Kirk's a good asset. Evan Ingram's a great tight end. If they can keep Trevor Lawrence healthy, they look really, really good. And then you got the Colts. Future looks a little bit brighter with Anthony Richardson, but he's out for the season, so that division, I mean, come on. The Colts are 3-3, the Texans are 3-3, and the Titans are 2-4. The Titans at the bottom of the division, I don't know what the Titans, and Tannehill's hurt too. So the Titans are just, they're bad. It's bad news bears over in Tennessee. The Texans, future looks bright, man. The Texans, they got themselves a good quarterback, so that's a bright spot in the division, but not enough. I mean, Colts, Texans, Titans, the bottom of the division. Jaguars seem like they're going to be dominant in this division, definitely for the rest of the year. So they're the worst division in the NFL in terms of competitiveness. Then we got the second worst, number 7, NFC South. Oh boy, time for all the Falcons fans to clown me. Listen, if you're not familiar with the parlay situation for the Falcons and why I will never acknowledge the Falcons as a good football team ever again, go check out the Discord. You'll see my grievances with the Falcons. But honestly, this division, it just seems very, very mediocre. Now, I think the Saints have a very good defense, and I think the Saints will get better as the season progresses. So I think the Saints are probably going to be one of the better teams in that division. But I mean, you got the Carolina Panthers at 0-6. Let's check. The Panthers are the only team in the NFL without a win. So you have the worst team in the NFL in that division. Not what you want to see. Then you have the Falcons. I don't think the Falcons are good. I don't know what they're doing. They're mediocre. They're 3-3. Solid. They're 3-3. Buccaneers 3-2, and Saints at 3-4. The Saints, I think, are better than their record shows. I think they'll get better as the season goes on. They'll start winning more games. The Buccaneers, I think they're a mediocre team. The problem with the Buccaneers, man, their offensive line is so bad. The Buccaneers' offensive line is awful. They have no running game. They stay committed to the run with Rachaad White, but I mean, he just can't find any openings. The offensive line's trolling. I don't know. Mediocre division, if you ask me. A lot of better football teams out there. We're going to put them at number 7. Comment down below. Too low? Too high? Definitely not too high. All right, coming in at number 6, and the reason a lot of you guys are going to be mad at this video, this might be too low, honestly. Controversy incoming. AFC North. The AFC North, you guys are freaking out. You're like, dang, really this low? Honestly, I think the Steelers are really bad. I think the Steelers are worse than what their record shows. They're 3 wins, 2 losses. I don't know, man. I just don't have faith in Kenny Pickett and that Steelers offense to keep winning games against better football teams. 3 wins, 2 losses. I think the Steelers are going to end up at the bottom of that division. The Bengals are 3-3. Not too sure how because they've been playing really bad. So mediocre record. From the Bengals can be a good team. We need Joe Burrow to get healthy. So a not healthy Joe Burrow and a Pittsburgh Steelers club that I don't think is great. Then we have the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson's trolling, man. Like, until Deshaun Watson had a really, really good game. His best game probably in 3 years. The last time he played, which was, I don't know when it was, maybe week 2, week 3, before he got injured, right? Then he had the injury, sat out a couple games, bye week. P.J. Walker beats the 49ers. P.J. Walker beating the 49ers was a fluke, and Deshaun Watson should be back in week 7 this week. With that said, I just feel like I haven't seen enough from the Cleveland Browns team. No Nick Chubb. I'm a little skeptical of if Deshaun Watson can put the team on his back or not. Hopefully he does. I got him in fantasy, so hopefully he does, but I don't know. It's just not enough. And then the Baltimore Ravens. This Baltimore Ravens team feels good, but it doesn't feel great. 4 wins, 2 losses. I mean, have the Ravens really beaten? Who have the Ravens beaten? They just lost to the Steelers. The Ravens just lost to the Steelers last week in a 17-10 loss. Tough loss right there. They beat up on the Browns when Deshaun Watson wasn't there. They lost to the Indianapolis Colts with Gardner Minshew, and they lost to the Buccaneers with Baker Mayfield. And I mean, I'm sorry, that was preseason. Okay, hold on. I was like, I don't remember that game. That was preseason, so I was joking. But they beat the Bengals in week 2 when the Bengals had a slow start to the season. But then they lost to the Colts, so that was one of their losses. And their second and only other loss was to the Steelers. Divisional game in Pittsburgh. I don't know, man. This team just feels good, not great. I do think that they're probably going to be the best team in the division. Just seems like a lot of mediocrity, if you ask me, below the Ravens. So they're going to be number 6. Coming in at number 5, the NFC North. Now, the Detroit Lions, man, they're a good team. And honestly, I think that boosts this division higher. I have the Detroit Lions. Right now, they're 5 wins, 1 loss. Really good team. Future is bright. Young team for Detroit. And then following the Detroit Lions, we're going to put the Minnesota Vikings second. They're 2 wins, 4 losses. But, I mean, that Minnesota team, they can play. I think the Minnesota Vikings, I mean, we all know they've gotten super unlucky. Tons of fumbles this season. Fumbles that were lost and not recovered. So they're one of the NFL's unluckiest teams in that aspect. I think they can get more wins along the way. But they're a talented roster. And then you have the Green Bay Packers. 2 wins, 3 losses. Aaron Jones has been out for a long time. Christian Watson was out to start the season. I don't know. Packers and Vikings, not that great. Then we got the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears, man, they're a dumpster fire. I thought the Bears would at least be able to compete a little bit this year. It's not looking good, and now we have the Justin Fields injury. So the Bears in this division definitely are bringing it down. But if we compare the AFC North and the NFC North, I mean, I just think the Lions, they have like that it factor. I mean, Packers and Vikings, the Browns and the Bengals and the Steelers are definitely better than the Packers and Vikings. I just like the Lions, man. I think the Lions, like how good the Lions are, and especially how young, kind of outranks that. And you know what? We'll see this week, because guess what? The Lions play the Ravens this week in Baltimore. So if the Lions go into Baltimore and beat the Ravens, and we'll see that my NFC North division being ranked above the AFC North was correct. So that's the NFC North. Coming in at number 4. I think number 4, right? Yeah, number 4. We have the AFC West. AFC West, let's take a look. We have the Kansas City Chiefs at number 1. All right, so as of right now, the Lions are great. But in terms of just like who the team is and like their, what they can do, the Chiefs have to be number 1. One of the best teams in the NFL, if not the best. 5 wins, 1 loss. The Chiefs haven't even looked great this season, and they're still 5-1. Crazy. Then you have the Las Vegas Raiders. They're still trying to find their identity. They remind me of the Saints. New quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo. He's injured now, so obviously the Raiders are looking to trend a little bit downhill right now. But I mean, they got a lot of talent on offense. Jacoby Myers stepping up. Haven't really utilized Josh Jacobs as much this year. He's not having nearly as good of a year this year as he did last year. So the Raiders have a lot of talent. Los Angeles Chargers are 2-3, but the Chargers are one of the better teams in the NFL. Austin Eckler's back, bright future. Even the Denver Broncos. The Broncos, their offense has put up points at times. Defense might be worse than the league, honestly. I don't know what's going on there. Broncos irrelevant. We got the Chiefs, Raiders, and Chargers. Those are the 3 major teams in this division. And then Russell Wilson, is he good or not? I don't know. You guys can debate that in the comments. But we'll call him a QB, a solid QB in the NFL for the 4th team. So, the AFC West, kind of middle of the pack. We'll put them in number 4 in the rankings. Coming in at number 3, we got the top 3 now. 3rd best division is the NFC East. NFC East, we have the Philadelphia Eagles at 5-1 and the Dallas Cowboys at 4-2. Commanders 3-3, Giants 1-5. Now the Giants, they almost beat the Buffalo Bills with Tyrod Taylor. I think the Giants are underrated in the sense that, yes, they suck. The Giants are awful. They suck. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're not good. They're a bad team. But people are hating on them a little bit too much. No Saquon Barkley. Their offensive line is, oh my God. Like, what's worse? All right, what's worse in the comments? Giants offensive line or the Denver Broncos defense? Or the Denver Broncos in general? I don't know, man. What I'm trying to say is the Giants aren't that good, but they do have some talent. They have Daniel Jones. He can play better than what he's been showing because of the pressure from the offensive line. Saquon Barkley's been injured. Now he's back. Had a good game against the Bills. I don't know, man. Giants, solid team, I guess. Like, solid team of the bad teams, if that makes sense. Then we got the Commanders, 3-3. Commanders are balling out, man. 3-3, still in the wild card hunt. Let's be real here, though. And then we got the Dallas Cowboys and Philadelphia Eagles. That's why, this is the first division where we're really seeing that 1-2 punch between the Eagles and Cowboys. 2 teams that it's going to be split in America between which one of these teams is going to make it further in the playoffs. Obviously, the Eagles will. But you Cowboys fans can have you can have your hopes in the comments down below for the Cowboys being amazing. I think the Cowboys are a solid team. Eagles, though, really, really strong. That makes the NFC East number 3. Coming in at number 2, another NFC team, the last NFC division. We have the NFC West. NFC West, it's really tough to compare this one in the NFC East, but we have to. The 49ers are 5 wins, 1 loss. Same record as the Eagles, and currently they have the tiebreaker somehow, some way. Don't ask me. So the 49ers are really good. If the 49ers played the Eagles right now, if I was an Eagles fan, which I am, I'd be a scare, man. 49ers, good team. McCaffrey, good news on the injury, should be fine. A lot of talent on offense. Brock Purdy, he's been playing really well at quarterback. But then the teams after this. In the NFC East, we have Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders. I mean, are the Commanders really a solid third team in a division? Not really. That's why in the NFC West, when you have the 49ers, they're comparable to the Eagles. All right, 1 for 1. Then we have the Seahawks and Rams. Matthew Stafford, man, he's a QB1. Matthew Stafford can make anybody a good receiver. Did it with Nakua. Did it with Tutu Atwell. I mean, I don't know, man. The Rams just have something about them going when Matthew Stafford's healthy and plays. So Matthew Stafford and the Rams, and then the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks 3-2, Rams 3-3. So neither one of those teams is, as good, I guess you could say, quote unquote, as the Cowboys. But I mean, the Seahawks and Rams versus the Cowboys and Commanders, I like the Seahawks and Rams as 2 decently good teams, as opposed to having the Cowboys and Commanders. Maybe that doesn't make sense. I don't know. Then we have the Cardinals, who are, another dumpster fire. Kyler Murray could be back soon. We'll have to see what goes on with Kyler Murray, because I feel like his leash is going to be short. We got the NFC West at number 2. Coming in at number 1, the best division in the NFL right now is the AFC East. Now, the AFC East might have another team in contention for being worst in the NFL, and a quarterback that might be out of a job soon. We have the New England Patriots and Mac Jones. Patriots, 1 win, 5 loss. Not looking good. Then we got the New York Jets at 3-3. The Jets, they're staying in the playoff hunt. Hopefully Aaron Rodgers can get back, to come back for the season. But I think the Jets fans have to be happy with how they played so far. Breece Hall looks really good back from injury. Young defense, young offense. Robert Saleh has been a good head coach for that team. And they're 3-3 with Zach Wilson. So, I mean, that's the Jets defense is scary. That's why they're 3-3. Then we got the 2 debatably best teams in the AFC, the Dolphins and the Bills. Dolphins 5-1, Bills 4-2. 2 overpowered teams. There's no other division in the NFL where there's 2 powerhouses like this out there, bringing the AFC East to number 1. Comment down below, did I get the ranking right? Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Peace out, baby.